So the mayor of Las Vegas, she's looking horrible after this Anderson Cooper interview, and in part it's because she's not just advocating for you know, a relatively soon return to normal, you know, economic activity. It's that she seems incredibly willing and explicitly willing to use the people who would be in Las Vegas as some sort of like a part of an experiment that we would be conducting. Now, if you think that I'm going too far in that, take a look at this clip.
Every one of those lives is a tragic loss. But when you count 150 versus 2.3 million, you have to say, we have to open up. We have to go back. Our bus drivers, our
But hasn't it been
cleaners,
because of social
restaurants.
distancing that the numbers have been what they are?
How do you know until we have a control group? We offer to be a control group. Anybody who knows anything about statistics knows that, for instance, you have a vaccine.
You're offering
you give the
citizens of Las Vegas to be a control group to see if your theory on social distancing works or doesn't work.
Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Don't put words in my mouth.
You just said we'll be a control group.
Excuse me. What I said was, I offered to be a control group, and I was told by our statistician, you can't do that because people from all parts of Southern Nevada come in to work in the city. And I said, oh, that's too bad, because I know when you have a disease, you have a placebo that gets the water and the sugar, and then you get those that actually get the shot. We would love to be that placebo side so you have something to measure against.
Oh my God. He's just like the whole time, and I have to admit I had a similar look. So Michael, I'll give you first crack at her little scientific theory that she's sketching out there.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it is like they say that we offered to be. It's not that these tourists will be. It's the people of Las Vegas would be, because people wouldn't come to Las Vegas. So she's actually offering, as mayor of a city, she says she's offered them as a control group. Dina Titus, who represents Las Vegas in Congress, was outraged by this. She said she doesn't want her constituents to be a control group, to be a petri dish. And that's essentially what's happening here. It was the biggest unwinding of any political conversation I've ever seen. Or, I mean, that's probably hyperbole, but it was one of the bigger ones, because she kept getting deeper into the problem that she created there. So the fact that everyone in Las Vegas knows that she is that she has offered them up in this way is totally unsatisfying politically. But also the idea that, you know, that she did this and it was rejected and now she's going public with it, it digs her into an even deeper hole. It's just crazy talk. I can't believe it is the most politically tone deaf and sort of humanly tone deaf thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, we've had some interviews like that with Donald Trump, but outside of Donald Trump, generally people don't talk in this way. I mean, it's one thing to say, I'm willing to let people die. Lots of politicians are shockingly coming out in support of that. It's another to say, like, she got right up to the line of, I want to see what happens when this spreads. Or at least I'm willing, for scientific curiosity, I'm willing to see what happens when lots of people get coronavirus thanks to my advocacy and my actions. Which is just madness. I will also say, for anyone who knows statistics, I ask you a question. Do you think she knows anything about statistics? Because I don't think that she does. I don't think she really knows what a placebo is. She's using it in a really weird way. In this case, she asked one of her statistics people, can we do this? And they said no. And the reason they gave is because, what, it wouldn't be scientifically valid because people from outside of just Las Vegas would also be there? That's the reason we can't do this, they came up with? I have a few others that are a little bit more obvious, a little bit more grounded in sort of a basic respect for human rights and people's ability to not be killed for just living in an area. No, it's an absolute disaster. We're gonna play one more. I will say, I know a lot of people are saying, you know, her re-election chances are shot because of this. Well, unfortunately, she's term limited. She doesn't have to run again. Maybe one of the reasons she's willing.
She is term limited, but she also has a son, Ross Goodman, who's a prominent attorney in Las Vegas. Her husband was mayor. She's mayor. There's always talk that Ross Goodman is going to run for mayor. I think the Goodman name may be tarnished in Las Vegas.
They may not have a good name anymore in terms of politics. Let's play one more, because Anderson Cooper hits her up with one of the big responses that almost everyone has had to a politician who said, you all need to potentially die to help the economy. So he kept asking her over a period of like a minute and a half, will you be in the casinos every night if they decide to reopen? And she was not ready to answer that. She didn't want to, so he put it to her at near the end.
I've heard you say, yes, that you would be sitting on those casino floors every night along with the people that you say you are holding their hands with.
What is the purpose of that? First of all, I have a family.
Because
and
it would be putting your money, it would be putting money where your mouth is.
What would be the purpose of that? And I have a family. Well, it's good that, you know, if we were to go ahead with this, Vegas would just be packed with people who aren't related to anyone. So no concern there.
Right, and it's the least mayoral thing to do. At the ground level, that's what mayors do. Whenever there's something happening in their city or town, they go with it, right? If there's a snowstorm that cripples New York, the mayors are walking through New York, not taking their car. If there's an event that happens in a small town that makes it impossible to go, I can't even think of what it is, but the mayors are involved. If this were opened up and Mayor Goodman was too afraid to go to the casino, that speaks volumes, and it certainly wouldn't be good politically.
No, not at all. Yeah, look, I don't know what's going to end up happening with her son. I don't know her son's politics. I will say that I'm generally opposed to dynasties. I think that this is a great case study in why perhaps feeling assured of your position and your future might not be a great thing for politicians, people who are supposed to be servants of the American people, instead feeling as if they are indeed rulers over a certain segment of the population. Just an absolutely devastating interview. I hope that a silver... What's up?
The Goodmans are a control group for what you just said, for your theory of what
That's true.
Politics.
I hope that one silver lining that comes out of this is that her so cruelly and clumsily, like bizarrely putting forward this theory of why we need to reopen, hopefully that will provide a shock to the system that gets people to see through some of these slightly more sophisticated but just as cruel arguments for reopening other areas of the country. That's my hope.
Yeah, no question. And it does speak to whatever she said, the craziness there. It also speaks to the desperation of Las Vegas right now. It is a city whose only industry based, and there's everything in Las Vegas, but it is about the gaming industry. As it's been crippled, it has really had a ripple effect on that city, maybe more than any other, and that speaks to the desperation. But it's only people from Las Vegas that are going to be in trouble. It's because people are not going to come in large masses. People don't have disposable income right now to go to Las Vegas and throw it on a craps table. So it really is a terrible, terrible idea.
That is true. Yeah, and that's like with all these politicians who are trying to do their best to give this virus the best chance of maintaining its stranglehold in America. Hopefully, the American people will not go along with it. That is my hope going forward. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.